Hi, everybody. It's hard to believe that summer has really gone by and it is time to go back to school. Not just time for the kiddos, it's time for parents and families and community members to re engage. Research has shown that successful school districts have educated, active, informed community members and parents. So, how can you be educated? How can you be informed about what's happening in your school district? Well, one of the most important ways is to attend Board of Education meetings. Now, everybody can't do that. So, fortunately, there is a solution. The School District of University City, along with a lot of other school districts, use a tool, an online portal called Board Docs, and that is where you can find the agenda and other important documents relative to school board governance. So, we've created this short video for the folks at School Watch that will help walk you through how to access and use Board Docs.
So this is the home screen that you will see when you reach the Board Docs page for the Board of Education. So how did I get here? All right, that's easy. We'll go to www.ucityschools.org, and that will take you to the school district's website. When you're at the school district's website, go and scroll down to Board of Education, and then scroll down again on your left to Board Docs, Meetings, and Agendas. And that will take you to the Board Docs homepage. You will see on this page the school district's logo here in the corner. You will also see here, make sure you're at the right school district, because a lot of school districts use Board Docs. And then you have several tabs here to your left. Featured tabs, the meetings tabs, policy tabs, library, and search. The tab that's going to be most important to us as we are trying to navigate the agenda is the tab that has meetings. But if you are curious about district policies, when you click on the policy tab, you're going to go to a page that looks like this. And this is the University City School District. All of the policies that the Board of Education approves are going to be in this particular policy listing page. And this is a page that is off the main Board Docs site, but it is linked by that policies tab. All of the policies are found here. They can be found here by category. They can be found by code, by policy title, or by type. So if it's a policy, a regulation, an administrative procedure, or a form, you can find that in the type column. And then finally, you'll have another column over here that lets you know when that policy was last revised. So if you're interested in policies for the school district, you're going to want to click on the Policies tab here in Board Docs, and that's located right here. But for our purposes, we want to click on the Meetings tab. Meetings tab is going to show you all of the meetings of the Board of Education. In this case, they have meetings all the way back to 2013. So the last meeting of the Board of Education was August 17, 2017. So if we'll click on that meeting, it brings you up a detail screen to your right. You can view the agenda or you can print the agenda. So let's press View the Agenda. Now, what you see when you click View the Agenda, you actually have the entire Board of Education agenda for that meeting to your left, and then there's more detail for any particular item that's on your right. For instance, if we scroll up to the top of the agenda, and you will see the executive session, you will see the open of the meeting, any announcements, recognitions, citizen comments, consent agenda. We'll talk more about that at another time. And then you'll go into the various reports and recommendations. Now, what's to the left here in this agenda is going to look different depending on what district you're in. Each district conducts their Board of Education meetings different. So although Board Docs houses the same information and makes that information available to the public for all school districts, the school districts have different protocols and different standards for how they conduct their meetings. That's going to be important as we move through this whole series of lessons about how to follow your Board of Education, because the school district of University City does some things that are quite different than some of the other school districts. And we'll talk to you a little bit more about that later. But for now, the agenda is to your left and details on the agenda comes to your right. The little sheets of paper icon that you see here, that means that there is an attachment on that particular agenda item. So if we were to click on the approval of minutes, for example, if you click on that, it brings up a detail section on here. You can understand that here's the date of the meeting. These are previous minutes from the last meeting. This is an action agenda item because you see that over here where it says type. The subject is the approval of minutes. So you will see here is the attachment that correlates with the menu item on the left. So in this particular agenda item detail, President Brenner called for the opening of the meeting and the approval of minutes. The minutes are attached. This box shows you the recommended action. So you'll see this gold star. That tells you the motion and voting. So the motion was to approve the minutes from the July 20th regular board meeting as presented. That motion was made by Joanne Suda and seconded by Christine Hendricks. The motion passed, and then it tells you who voted and how they voted. So all those things can be found in the agenda item details. And the attachments are indicated by this little icon, like the double sheets of paper. And wherever you see that, there is an attachment. Okay? Where there are no attachments, there's still information. For instance, the citizens' comments. There are no attachments there. However, if you look in the agenda item details, it tells you the procedures that people must follow when they are making citizen comments. And so that is typically how you access board docs, and the agenda can be found under the meetings tab. If you click under meetings and select the meeting that you want to review, the agenda comes up. You can either view the agenda or you can print the agenda. You can also find the agenda under the agenda tab for a specific meeting. The library tab houses different attachments, reports, anything that the Board of Education wants stored in the library. Maybe it's long-term strategic plans and you want to review those. You can click on the library and it will take you to those documents. Another part of board docs that's important is if you go back to the featured tab at the front, not only will you be able to see a list of meetings, as you see here, but you can also find information about the board members. So individual board members are listed. If you click on any particular board member's name, you'll find information, maybe a photo as you have here, information about that particular board member, when they were elected, when their term expires. You can also find out what committees they are assigned to and what schools that they act as liaisons for. There's also information about how to contact board members and how to engage with the board's administrative secretary. So there's contact information here. There are instructions on how to communicate with board members here. So that essentially is board docs. It is a valuable tool. Each school district uses it in a little bit different fashion, depends on where you are. And the information in board docs is public information. The Board of Education, the administrative secretary to the Board of Education posts the agenda and attachments and any items that you need for an upcoming meeting in board docs at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. So this August 17th meeting, for example, the information that you would need to review or want to review for that meeting would be posted live in board docs at least 2 days before the meeting. So that's a quick run through of board docs. And in our next little video, I'm going to show you some differences in how the school district of University City uses board docs and how some of the other districts in our area actually uses board docs. And that way you can compare and contrast and have a good idea of the kind of information and the amount of information that is shared in a variety of ways.